T.I.'s son, King. King Harris has been arrested after not appearing in court and some other things connected to his actions.
The Harris family has faced scandals before, but nothing compares to this. Right now, all eyes are on King Harris, who's lying in intensive care after what insiders are already calling a vicious prison ambush. Witnesses say King was left barely conscious after being jumped inside his block. Guards rushed in as chaos erupted, dragging him out while the prison went into full lockdown. Sources claim he was rushed under heavy guard to the infirmary, his face swollen, his body limp, his condition dire. The attack even triggered a riot that left multiple inmates injured. And make no mistake, this wasn't some random fight. Whispers inside say it was a planned hit.
So him being arrested isn't really like the shocker. It's him coming out and his, I guess, reaction to it, right? Because everybody's saying, King, you grew up privileged, bro. Why are you going down this path? Now he's talking about F the police, F12. So,
What went down inside those Georgia prison walls wasn't random, it was a setup. Sources say inmates turned on King Harris in a cold-blooded, calculated ambush. Some insiders claim it was payback for his constant flexing of money and privilege, while others believe it was a brutal message. In prison, fame means nothing, and weakness makes you pray. The internet exploded the moment word got out. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, every platform lit up. Some fans were heartbroken, while others mocked him, saying King finally faced the real world and couldn't handle the heat. Inside the prison, rumors point to long-standing beef. One insider says King had been marked weeks ago for humiliation. Others reveal that inmates warned him to tone it down, calling him too loud, too proud, and too soft for that environment. Now, those warnings have turned into reality. As for the Harris family, full-blown panic. Insiders say T.I. hasn't slept since the attack, pacing, furious, and desperate for answers. He's been blowing up phones, calling lawyers, politicians, and anyone with pull over the Georgia Department of Corrections to protect his son before it happens again.
I wouldn't have been able to do that if it wasn't for Family Hustle.
Right.
That does come with some, it's some adversity. It's some adversity to come with that. People get in your business.
Yeah.
One Atlanta insider says Tip is ready to do whatever it takes, cut checks, strike backroom deals, even lock down airtight NDAs, anything to get King out alive before time runs out. The once untouchable King of the South now looks shaken, desperate, and brought to his knees. Tiny, on the other hand, has turned her home into a war room, phones buzzing with lawyers, publicists, and media allies. But behind that picture-perfect image of unity, the cracks are starting to show. Insiders say arguments between T.I. and Tiny have exploded, each blaming the other for how their son ended up in this nightmare. Friends whisper they're not sure if the couple is fighting to save King or just fighting each other, but the deeper whispers, this wasn't about random disrespect at all. Rumor has it King got caught up in a failed contraband deal. Some say he refused to play ball. Others claim he tried to finesse the wrong crew, and in a place where loyalty means everything, that's a deadly mistake. Sources close to the investigation hint it was a setup. King was allegedly lured into a corner, jumped by 3 men, and at that exact moment, the cameras went dark. The Department of Corrections insists nothing was wrong, but insiders aren't buying it. As one of T.I.'s old road managers put it, it's Georgia. Cameras break when they need to break. That's all you need to know. Now, King's condition is still shaky. Family tensions are boiling, and the Harris legacy is being tested like never before.
I graduated. That's the only good thing they posted of me going viral. I'm not on the media's good side. I don't know why, but it ain't.
Fans can't forget that explosive Falcons game when T.I. grabbed King in a headlock during a heated argument, blasting him live on Instagram. You're embarrassing yourself and your family. At the time, people thought that was King's lowest point. But this prison ambush proves the fall can go even further. Now King's lying in a hospital bed, and the Harris family's private battles are being aired out for millions to see. That infamous Falcons fight? Just a preview. Because inside prison, the stakes aren't about pride anymore, they're about survival. From the start, prison life was hostile for King. Insiders say it only got worse: taunts, jeers, and constant reminders of his parents' lingering scandals, including those trafficking allegations that never fully disappeared. And instead of laying low, King poured fuel on the fire. He flexed for social media, bragged about his status, and called out rivals like he still had something to prove. But behind those walls, inmates weren't impressed. "We're not here for the reality show. We don't care who your daddy is," one ex-inmate told us. The rules inside are simple. If you run your mouth or don't pay what you owe, you get handled.
Steve Sadar reached out to me looking to make a deal on behalf of T.I. and Tiny. And I told Steve Sadar that my clients want justice. So if the deal involves Tiny and T.I. turning themselves in and admitting to the crime that they've committed, then fine, we got a deal. But if it does not, then I would prefer to have the investigators do their work and to bring criminal charges against Tiny and T.I.
Now King is paying the price, and it's spilling out into the real world. T.I. is burning through every card he has left, threatening to go public about corruption inside Georgia's prisons while pulling strings behind closed doors. King's team is already pushing sympathetic narratives through friendly media outlets, trying to flip the story, make it about a broken prison system instead of a broken son. But the darker question lingers. Is it already too late to save him? Because behind all the crisis control and spin, the whispers are louder than ever. 3 separate industry veterans claim the Harris family's messy legal past painted a bigger target on King's back than anyone realized. Those old trafficking allegations, the ones tied to T.I. and Tiny, they never went away. And at the center of that storm is Sabrina Peterson, the ex-friend who lit the match. She even threatened to drop receipts, claims that could drag T.I., Tiny, and King deeper into the quicksand. And while the feds never filed charges, the stain stuck. It never washed off. Now, a new bombshell rumor is shaking things further. Whispers of a secret contraband deal gone sideways, King's name scribbled on a ledger, and talk that he either snitched or backed out on a payment. In prison, either one is a death sentence.
So the dynamics here are interesting, but I can't judge how the parenting is gone, because everything that we've seen has been stuff that many of us would have said or similar if we saw our children do this. But I will say this. A lot of what's happening is because it's in the public. Like most children don't have to do this in the public.
Is this just prison gossip, or is the truth staring us in the face? Inside those walls, insiders swear betrayal always carries the same price: blood. Add in King's privileged childhood, his reality TV fame, and the Harris family's messy reputation, and it's no surprise he became a magnet for grudges behind bars. Meanwhile, the tension back home is explosive. Tiny is pleading for protection, blaming the system and outside influences. T.I., on the other hand, is ready to go to war, more combative than ever, convinced King doesn't need excuses, he needs discipline. He's burning through every connection, pushing harder by the day, but one insider says this is the single worst storm T.I. and Tiny have ever faced, worse than the canceled reality show. Worse than the lawsuits. Worse than that viral Falcons game when T.I. grabbed his son in a headlock for the world to see. Because this time, it isn't just about pride or headlines. This is about their family's legacy hanging by a thread. And as King lies caught between privilege and prison reality, the rest of the Harris clan is trapped in the blast zone while he stares down the coldest, harshest fight of his life.
You can, you know what I'm saying, kind of woosah yourself outside of the public opinion.
With every headline and every frantic call from T.I., the question grows louder. Is this King's road to redemption, or the total unraveling of hip-hop's most infamous dynasty? Because what we've seen so far may only be the surface. The darkest truths of this ambush haven't even leaked yet. Inside those walls, celebrity privilege means nothing. Prison runs on rules written in blood, enforced without hesitation, and never up for debate. Respect isn't bought with autographs or flashy talk, it's earned through loyalty. Yesterday's fame? It disappears the second the cell door closes. And that's the brutal reality King Harris is living right now. His fame, the very thing that made him stand out, may have been the weapon used against him. High-profile inmates aren't safer, they're targets. Insiders say this wasn't just about King himself. It was about the weight he carried when he stepped through those gates. The Harris name, the reality TV baggage, the scandals, and the reputation as T.I.'s most defiant son. To men already serving decades, that made him a lightning rod for jealousy, resentment, and revenge. And now he's paying the price.
Trying to coddle him for. Let the man walk off, have some time to himself, sit down, soak it up, and come up with what he need to do.
Here's the part nobody wants to say out loud. King Harris didn't just get caught in prison politics. He became currency. Correctional staff admit it. High-profile inmates get passed around like bargaining chips, traded in power plays between rival crews. On the streets, fame makes you untouchable. But in prison, fame makes you a target. King wasn't just jumped, he was marked. To some, taking him down was about clout. To others, it was about business. And according to one ex-inmate, it was about making an example. If you can break the son of T.I., you can break anyone. Mix in talk of a failed contraband deal, plus the never-ending circus of his family drama, and you see how King was swimming with sharks from day one. And prison isn't just about fists, it's about mind games. Every stare is a threat. Every rumor is a setup. Every alliance has a price. Word is, King's background only made things worse. Some resented the money, the music videos, the celebrity lifestyle. Others straight up hated the tough guy act, knowing he grew up in privilege, not poverty. To them, he wasn't real, he was bait. Meanwhile, outside those walls, the Harris family is falling apart. Lawyers are burning the midnight oil, desperate to control the headlines. Relatives are split. Some want to stay quiet and keep King off the radar. Others want to go loud, refusing to let the Harris name look weak. And while they argue, the rest of the kids are caught in the crossfire of rumors, paternity whispers, and old family skeletons dragged back into daylight. The line between private heartbreak and public disaster is gone. Every leak adds fuel. Every headline makes the target on King's back even bigger. And here's the brutal truth. Prison doesn't care about your last name, your music career, or your reality TV history. Inside, survival is the only thing that matters. Money can't buy it. Fame can't fake it. Right now, King Harris is fighting for his life and the Tenno fake. Harris' legacy is hanging by a thread, but this doesn't feel like the end. This feels like the beginning, the first move in a game that's about to get a whole lot uglier. So tell me, do you believe this was just a prison brawl gone too far? Or is there something much bigger, much darker at play here?